Hello and welcome to Theory to Practice Thursday. Today I'm going to tell you how to get into the flow by controlling the controllables, based on a recent research article where they discovered that the connection between mental toughness and flow states. So let's get going. So, I made this worksheet for you to help practice. So before we get into it, I want to talk a little bit more about flow. Flow is that experience where you had an amazing performance, but you can't really remember thinking about it. A lot of people describe it as being thoughtless, time slows down, it's effortless. So we like to try to get to that flow state as often as possible in sport, knowing that it's usually fleeting and doesn't happen very often, but these are some ways that you can get there. So here is an exercise on the mental toughness aspect these authors found to be most helpful for getting to flow. So control the controllables. This here is your zone of control. So in the outside ring, I want you to write things that are not in your control. For today's example, I'm going to use coaches. So things that aren't in your control, coaches, the weather, umpires, the other team. Even though we can scout and get information, what they do that day is completely out of your control. Even if you know what the pitcher throws, maybe she's throwing something a little bit different that day. And here's one that we coaches think we can control, but we could not. Your players' abilities and their performance in the moment. So yes, we coach them, we teach them, but in that moment, that is all theirs. We don't have control over that. So in the middle of an at-bat, you shouldn't be trying to coach them because that is their moment. Let them perform. And we can pull them aside in between and get some of that control back. So for your zone of control, this is the main circle here, I want you to write things that are within your control. So coaches, the same thing we tell our players, our attitude and effort, just like them. We have control over how we react to situations, in particular negative situations, and we also have control over our demeanor, how we hold ourselves, and how we approach the game. Other things we have control of are the lineup, pitch calling if you call pitches. There are a lot of things still within our control, but really challenge yourself when you're writing things down to make sure that it's something that really is unaffected by other outcomes. So once you get those down, I want you to star in my zone of control the top ones you want to focus on, and then always remember to let go of those things that are not in your control. Then some more strategies down here. So refocusing strategies. No matter what you do, there are going to be times when you're distracted. Particularly emotional play will get you out of control, most likely, so you need to recognize it and have a strategy to get back. Maybe it's, if you're the head coach, talking to your assistants. Maybe it's just taking a step away. I see a lot of coaches, especially in the third base box, just turn around, take a breather. But remember to come back to your student athletes who need you in that box. Another strategy you can use is the quote of the week. I love using quotes because it's a powerful way that connects to you quickly to just remind you, hey, I've got this. So find a good quote you like and jot that down. Maybe it'll last you the whole year, but at least each week come up with the quote that you like. And then finally, I always like to take notes. So revisit this chart. Don't just write it down once and think you've got it. Revisit it after a week, after a month, for sure after a season, but hopefully more more often than that. Write down notes. What worked, what you need to work on. Maybe you added a couple more things into the out of your control zone that you thought you could manage. So when you get through this, post it somewhere you can see. Put it up in your office, put it up on your mirror as you're getting ready. Players, you can do the same thing too. So if you really label and call out these things that should be in your focus, in your zone of control, it'll be much easier for you to focus on that during games. So thanks for hanging with me today. You can head over to the website and check out the blog, mentalsweetspot.com/embrace fear. Oh, that's the wrong one. Go over to the blog, you'll find it. I'll relabel that when I replay this. And check that out. Also, like, comment, and share if you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a good day.